Morning. What's up, everyone? All right. Been a minute. I think today I will actually chat about two comics. Part of one it's part of a series I talked about not long ago. The one I think one of my first videos about Wolverine when he gets his adamantium taken out of his body. Part of the series called Fatal Attractions. This one is the issue takes place like before that one happens. This one here, which is Uncanny X-Men number 304. And this one's really good, anything, because this one is one of my faves. Because they just got done burying Magic, Ileana Colossus's baby sister, because she died of legacy virus. And the second issue is this one's good because a team member betrays the team. Right, that's another reason this one. And then the other one I'm gonna do takes place after the adamantium, and it's Wolverine, number 75, right here. And this is the one to where Wolverine actually leads the team. Alright. Start with the first one. Alright, takes place before Wolverine loses adamantium. Alright. Here we go. Because I like it because they do big full covers. There's the front. This is the back, but it's got at times they got quite a few different members of different X teams on the whole thing, from X Force, X Factor, some Excalibur, X Men, and this one's holograms, really cool. I don't know if you can see it. It's Magneto, which is really cool. I like the issues when they put the holograms on it, because the holograms are cool. It's got a little 3D. It's pretty cool, and yeah. All right. Like I said, the series came out early 90s. The art is really good in this one. Really good story. And this one takes place, and then he finds out, Magneto finds out that the one who is leading the Acolytes, his Acolytes, the Fabian Cortez and everything, is a traitor and was using them and stuff. And then after they get Exodus joins the team. And Exodus is like super psychic power to like really powerful. That, he's got teleportation and telekinesis also. Really good art, really good story. I mean, through the whole thing, it's a really good story. It really captivates you. I like how it goes. And this one's some of the art you see in it. To Xavier, he's losing anything because and he calls out, and then Lilandra from the Shi'ar Empire, the Empress of the Shi'ar. She reached out over the galaxies and everything with their their connection because of their love for each other. To ease his pain, to see what's going wrong, but she doesn't understand that, this is a personal level, because he just had to bury, he has to bury one of his young students, and she was, a kid. Like she was like, I think under 12, if I remember right. I got the issue one or somewhere or anything, but anyways. And it's cool too. You got a lot of good art. Here's Magneto. An asteroid M looking down over Earth. Where his base was, I mean, come on, dude. Is that not a cool base or what? Anyways, he's taking off his helmet, and this one's got a lot of deep things. Like, you got a lot of good backstory of Magneto, back to when he's talking. It says like right here was to when like his powers first really manifested. And found it all took place over anger. Now this one takes the whole story of the death of his firstborn child over mutant racism, and he fought back because the first time his powers thing was during the Holocaust. I think because he's a gypsy, and that's when his powers first. And this is the second time it happened. And he lashed out, really good. I mean, look at that one. I think that's a pretty deep depth drawing of, like, that's a lot of rage, a lot of rage being released. Anyways, alright, so that's just a little bit of Magneto part. Tori's doing a little reflecting on what's going on, and then Kitty Pryde just comes back from flying over the Xavier Institute with Storm, to calm her back down, showing how Storm showing how life will carry on because her best friend just died. And then to come down, she sees the smoke, and you see Colossus not changing back to human form and burning all his paintings. Stuff he does. Pretty deep. You know, if you know the whole story of a Colossus. You know. And here we go. Got the wedding reception going on. Got a nice little gathering. Good art. Like I say, it's a good story. And then, of all people who shows up, well, anyways, right after the service is over, Xavier tries to, you know, console Peter, and he lashes out, and he wasn't having it. Peter's like, nah, he finally releases his anger, and says, nah, he blames Xavier. He never asked for anything. He couldn't help his daughter, couldn't help his sister, and he's just not realizing there was nothing that he can do. But is what it is. And then who shows up of all people shows up during the funeral? Magneto. Because he knows her too and everything. Because for a time, when Xavier left, went up to the Shi'ar and everything, he asked Magneto asked Magneto to take over the school. So he had the New Mutants there, and he knew Illyana, stuff like that. Anyways, good battle starts really going on right here. Really good battle. And what's really cool is you get to see Bishop on how really powerful he is on the absorption he does. Where is it at? I mean, you got a big old fight storm going on. There's Bishop just absorbing everything, all the all the power is getting pushed on him because the Magneto's getting stuck in his place, and he's absorbing it to finally he's at a breaking point. And like he says too, right here, he says everything has a limit, and he reached his limit and it just unleashed. Bam! That's Bishop's power. I mean, that's why I like him, because he's like Cable, the weapons and stuff from the future, a different future. But his power is he could absorb any kind of like kinetic or force energy put towards him. Even snowflakes or raindrops in his body, he can absorb the power that hits him, and it amplifies his body. He can shoot it back at you, times 2, times 3. More powerful than it was. Kind of his power. But anyways, he's fighting him, holding off the acolytes. Bishop's doing that himself. You see right there, you know what I mean? He's doing pretty good. And all of a sudden, boom, he snaps. Here he comes running up. Colossus snaps. He comes running up behind Bishop. And then just one powerful blow, just bam, right in the back. Betrays the team, saves Magneto, and he leaves with Magneto to go join the Acolytes. And the time frame, we're like, what? Something like this would never happen. Because, like I say, this is early 90s. They started going a little more crazier with the stories compared to the old school. And, yeah, he left the team in a wicked way. And I was blown away because, that's one of my favorite X-Men. And he went and joined the Acolytes because, he's just heartbroken at the time. Think about it, all this stuff happening. His brother's gone, his family's gone, his little sister died, and all stuff happened. That was the issue right here. And like I said, this one takes place before the Wolverine issue where he loses all his power. I mean, not loses power, loses adamantium stuff. Now, here's the issue where it takes place right after. Like I said, all big pictures. See how that thing in the cover is the back. It's pretty much just Wolverine stretched out on a slab, See what I'm saying? And this hologram, which is cool, I don't know if you can see it, is good. Let's see, you've got Wolverine. Alright. This is issue number 75, Wolverine. Alright, this one's really cool. Like I said, they're flying, they just happened, Wolverine, they just had the battle, they just defeated Magneto. But the cost was Wolverine losing all his, adamantium, and they're flying back down from space down there, and the whole ship's falling apart. And trying to keep Wolverine sedated and stuff because he's losing everything. He's just lost his hitting factor is like total fucking overdrive. And this is his psychic mind right now. He's up there. He's on a mental, like, psychotic status right now because he's, just all of what happened, all the trauma. Really good art, really good story from cover to the end. And at the same time, they're on relay because they had the special team that was up and went up to Asteroid M from Quicksilver, Gambit, Rogue, Jean Grey, Xavier, and Wolverine. that was the team that went in there on the way back and everything. But the ship's falling apart, and Wolverine still just his healing factor just going at times. Really good art. Check it out, Wolverine right there in the slab. And kind of to where Jean Grey has to. Anyways, Xavier and Jean Grey are teamed up and everything with their both psychic power to hold Wolverine down and everything. Then the ship's falling apart too much and it's not staying together. Oh yeah, Bishop's part of the team too. I forgot to say, he's flying the jet. And Xavier looks at Jean Grey and tells her, "Hey, you gotta use your telekinesis and hold the ship together. So let me just handle the the Logan mental part." She's like, "All right," and she does it. That's her thing. Like right here, you see his healing factor, like it's working, and then boom, it heals, and then it just overdrive and just decays again real quick. Because it's just, all the compensation from the adamantium bonded to his bone for the longest time, so it was part of him, it was infused with him. And it just, from the parts of the bone, everything, just a lot of major trauma healing factor. That's powers major overdrive. And here's Mora down here in Xavier Institute doing the relay over the phone. Jubilee right there, because this, like I say, this is when Jubilee was still this is before Next Generation, before she was actually with the X-Men. She was just with the X-Men because Wolverine came back to the team. He was all in solo, and she was with him the whole time. And this is the issue to where he tells her, "Hey, you got to stay here, stay by yourself, stay here, this and that." Because he keeps testing himself. Xavier helps him, so you got a whole bunch of good art. This is inside his head. All that stuff's going on in here. He keeps reliving the whole fight with Magneto, and Xavier's there trying to bring him back to, "Hey, this is what happened. Hey, come on, get it together." So otherwise, he's dying. It was crazy, right? And who's there? And he sees the light and everything to go into heaven. To where who's there waiting for him is Illyana. That's the crazy cool part, I think. Because she just died and she's the guiding hand to bring him to the light. But then he's about to go to anything. But then the door flies off and Jean Grey gets sucked out and she's hanging out. And if you know anything about Logan and Jean Grey, Logan always loved her. Always will. That's the one he got away. He couldn't get because, Scott Summers. But then there's stories that he did get her. And I like them together, And he's dreaming, and he's the one to actually save her. That's what's cool. Wolverine half dead, all wrapped up. So, he's all bandaged up. Anything like that. And still able to reach out and grab her, half on the brink of death. Just to save Jean Grey because all the screaming going on this night. And he hears her name. What? And, it's like I guess that was the fuel to make him come back, step away from the light, not go in the light and to come back to help, was just because, Jean Grey was Crisis. Alright, now this is like a couple weeks after all that. Now the team's fighting in the danger room, and Logan's like, "Hey, I need to get in there to prove that, hey, I am still the best there is at what he's the best there is at what he does." That's his whole catchphrase. And he goes in there by himself with the robots, and he's kind of, the first time they see it right here, you see him fighting, the first time the whole team sees and shit, that Wolverine, he has fear in his eyes. It's like, what? Who would have knew, But the fear was just something at the moment, and then he popped the claws, didn't know he had them, because for his whole time frame right here, he only remembered the claws from when the adamantium, so he thought it was just they were put into him. So here's the time he's having a realization, like, I've had these bones, my claws my whole life, and they were grafted on. The metal was grafted onto it. Yeah, that's what I say. This is before he had his memories realigned and he got all his memories back. So he only remembered so back from the adamantium, nothing before that. So they're saying, no, he didn't know how old he really was. I mean, look at that picture right there. I like that one. That's a real good one. Alright, and at the end, the next 2 pages, what's cool about it, he leaves notes for all the members of the teams. He leaves while they're all sleeping, but the one that they do a written format that you can read. One of the notes is the one he leaves at Jubilee. Starting off right here, and it's really, it's a really good, I think they did a really good job, because he's like a big mentor, like the dad figure to her, big brother, and he lays it out there. It's really good story. I mean, come on, you got what, 3 pages just the note, just saying his goodbye. And that's how it ends and stuff. And then he's off by himself doing his whole healing thing. And that's when Jubilee becomes part of the X-Men before they start Generation X. And well, that's just a little talk about a couple of my good comics, part of a good series. I mean, I think I have all the rest of the individual issues that make the whole series up, which is a good series, which is called Fatal Attractions. I recommend it. So, hope you all enjoyed my ramble. Alright, keep subscribing. Alright, y'all. Bye.